Welcome into Better and Green's Instant Reaction. I'm the GM report, and today we're going to be going over the schedule release for the Kansas City Chiefs. They have 7 primetime games, and that is not including their game on Christmas. So the Chiefs are obviously one of the most fun teams to watch in the entire league. They got Patrick Mahomes, that explosive offense, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce. Obviously, coming off a Super Bowl victory, the Chiefs are one of the best teams in the league. And I'm not going to say 17-0, but I'm not going to not say 17-0. The Chiefs play on Christmas and New Year's this year. The Chiefs have a lot of great games this year, a lot of ones that they're going to draw a lot of attention. Some matchups we haven't seen before, some matchups we have seen, but want to see again. Let's just start with the very first week. Week 1, the Detroit Lions, the opening game of the 2023 NFL season. The Chiefs, last time they won the Super Bowl, first time in 50 years. When they hung up the banner, it was COVID. They didn't have all those fans there. This is really the first time in the modern era that the Chiefs have won a Super Bowl and they get a proper homecoming. You looked at all the home games. It could be a divisional opponent, but outside of that, you look at the Dolphins, a Super Bowl rematch, the Bills, the Bengals. There's just so many storylines and so many great games. They chose the Lions, so that was interesting move by the league. The Lions and Chiefs, they don't have any bad blood, really. When I was looking at this game, at the current moment, the Detroit Lions, they have all of their they have a bunch of receivers suspended. I know a couple of them got kicked off the team, but they were part of that big sports betting punishments that got handed out. They got rid of DeAndre Swift, who wasn't a huge factor last year, but now they're either going to have David Montgomery, who's a pretty mid running back, or a brand new rookie. Chiefs defense got better this offseason. They got Drew Tranquill. Really, they drafted another D end. This is going to be a hard game for the Lions. The Lions have a good defense. I'm a big fan of the Lions. I like the Lions a lot too, especially being part of this podcast. When you're surrounded with Lions fans, you start to like the Lions. And I've never met anyone who hates the Lions either. I mean, we like to clown on them sometimes, but no one dislikes the Lions that I know of. But I see that being kind of a bloodbath at Arrowhead in front of the home fans on their banner raising night. Then they head to Jacksonville. This is another playoff rematch for the Chiefs. They play all the teams they played in the playoffs last year. They play them this year. They get Jacksonville in the second week in Jacksonville. It's probably going to be a lot like we saw last year. They have Calvin Ridley now, so they should be a much better team. Especially in the NFL, when you're looking with quarterback being such a big part, the Jaguars, I wouldn't say their defense is much better than the Chiefs, if any better. Their offense, I wouldn't say is better than the Chiefs. They've got Ingram, Ridley, Kirk, Etienne. They have definitely some great pieces. I just don't see the Jaguars getting it done. I think they come up short again. And then week 3, the Chiefs head home. They face the Chicago Bears. Now, this game, if you don't watch every Chiefs game, then you don't know how much the Chiefs struggle with mobile quarterbacks. Justin Fields is going to be an issue. Outside of Justin Fields, our cornerbacks have been a weakness in, for the Chiefs for it seems like a long time. Ever since we let Marcus Peters go, it seems like we haven't had a really great cornerback. I mean, Snead's good, but you got Trent McDuffie as your 2. He did fine in the Super Bowl. We'll see. Maybe he's that guy this year. Bears, they're going to keep it closer than we're comfortable with, even at Arrowhead. We win by 1 score. If this game at any point you see at double digits, take it. I just don't see us being able to get far away. There's nothing that Chicago does well. Like, they're not super great defensively, definitely not great offensively. They got better this offseason. They had all that money to sign free agents. I thought they drafted pretty well too. So Chicago, they're going to give us a harder time than I think a lot of Chiefs fans think. And then finally, hopefully, we get the first match between Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. This is the first game that burned me. This is I bought these very expensive tickets to see Aaron Rodgers play at Arrowhead. And that was the week, I think, that the week before Mahomes had dislocated his kneecap in that Broncos game and didn't play. Then the very next time that they try to play, Aaron Rodgers got, I think it was COVID from that Halloween party. So those two have still never played. They're going to play their first game week 4 in New York, the New York Jets. This is a Sunday night football game. I see us losing 2 or 3 games by the bye. Bye is week 10. I don't think it's this one, but it could definitely be. I think Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be, I think, better this year than he has the last couple years in Green Bay, which I wouldn't even say he won that last MVP. They gave it to him, so who am I to say, but I don't think he looked that great. So the Jets, the defense is the big issue. That defense is our receivers aren't great. I'm just gonna say it. Our receivers aren't the best. Tony, we have to see if he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, we'll be fine. If we have any injuries going into week 4, I have some serious concerns. Not concerned about the Jets offense. I mean, we're gonna have to see. This is gonna be Breece Hall coming off of ACL in the beginning of the season. That Jets offensive line still needs work. I don't see Aaron Rodgers being the guy to make them go just to a Super Bowl level. If they make the playoffs, I don't see them getting past even the second round. But I don't want to harp on the Jets too much. I'll do that plenty later on in the year. Then we got the Vikings. Vikings in Minnesota, October 8th. This is a 3:00 game. So that means Kirk Cousins, and not quite prime time, but he's not playing at noon either. We saw that Minnesota defense last year. You saw it, I saw it. Now they get to go against Patrick Mahomes. Kirk Cousins gets to go against Chris Jones, and outside of Justin Jefferson, they might have Dalvin Cook off the team by the time the season gets there. I see us having an easier time with Minnesota than Chicago, actually. I think Minnesota is definitely the better team. We just match up much better with Minnesota. Kirk Cousins is not the scrambling guy that Justin Fields is. And then we go back home, week 6, Thursday night football. I apologize to everybody again. It's the Broncos on primetime again. We got burned by that last year. Let Russ cook. He burned the whole damn meal. I have a sweep in the Broncos again. The last time that we lost to the Broncos, I think even before Peyton Manning's last started a regular season game. It's been a long, long time since we lost to the Broncos. I know they're pissed and they want to get a win. I don't see it this year. Javonte Williams, his injury, if you don't think it's severe, you need to go look at it again and read into it. His injury is concerning for this upcoming season. Fantasy wise, just for any of my fantasy listeners out there, I have big concerns about Javonte as someone who owns him in Dynasty. The Broncos, I don't see us losing to them at all, so I'm just going to quickly move past them. Chargers at home, week 7. Chargers Chiefs is always a great game. Last year, it looked like Chargers were going to win. They had right there on the end zone, threw it to Everett, got picked off by, I believe it was Jalen Watson, and returned 99 yards for a touchdown, pretty much into the game. We're going to lose one of these two. I think we swept the Chargers last year. Yes, we did. I don't think it happens again this year. Justin Herbert's just too good. That defense, a little overrated, but I still think that they're good. They match up well against us. But that offense, Justin Herbert's amazing. Eckler's amazing. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Now they got Mike Williams Jr. and J- no, the wide receiver out of TCU. Um, I'm gonna say we win at home. I'll say we win at home, and I'm gonna flip that. We're gonna lose at home. We're gonna take our first loss to the Chargers week 7. Week 8, we face the Broncos again. Get the Broncos out of the way. Boom. Play them week 6, week 8. 8 in Denver. We're gonna go in there, beat them, like we have the last couple years. And then the game that everyone was looking for, the Tyreek Hill rematch against the Miami Dolphins. Is it in Kansas City? It's a home game for the Chiefs. No, it's in Germany. This is November 5th at 8:30 a.m. So make sure you set your alarms. The Dolphins. I like Mahomes way more than Tua. But if you look at that roster, they got Jalen Ramsey now. That defense is going to be stupid. I I like I hate picking Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins here. This is going to be the highlight of Tyreek's career after leaving Kansas City, so I'm going to give it to him. He beats the Chiefs in Germany. They got Waddle and Hill against our corners, and our guys are going to be getting bottled up. Guys, Chiefs, we might want to sleep in for this game because I think it's going to be ugly. I don't think we're going to get beat by a lot, but it's just going to be one of those frustrating games where it seems like Mahomes and the offense just can't get anything going, sustain anything. And the defense just lets up these really frustrating plays. And then what I found very interesting, probably the most interesting part of our schedule, we have a bye going into the Super Bowl rematch at home on a Monday night. So after the Germany game, we get almost 2 weeks to prepare for the Eagles. Very, very odd. I like the Chiefs. I like the Chiefs in the rematch. I think if it was anything, if we played them after another team, then the Eagles win. If we played them coming off a bye, but it was just a regular game, I'd be more apt to take the Eagles. But this is the longest a team can go without playing another game. So they're going to be as rested up, as healthy as possible to go and have a Super Bowl rematch. And we'll see. We'll see if Jalen Hurts, if they're able to convert a bunch of those 4th and 1s again. And if you can, it might spell trouble for the Chiefs. This is going to be a huge game. The second half of our schedule is where things get interesting. Not week 12 though. Week 12 we face the Raiders in Vegas. We're gonna beat the Raiders. Are gonna be, say it with me, Chiefs fans, dog shit this year. So we're gonna beat the Raiders, no problem. Gonna go into Green Bay, Sunday Night Football. Jordan Love, beginning of December. Hopefully it's a snow game. I love snow games myself. Green Bay, man, they invested more in the defense for Jordan Love. They lost more receivers, lost Tanyan. This offense, they're going to run it more with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones, but Green Bay's not going to be good next year, and the Chiefs are going to go in and whoop them. I say probably by 2 touchdowns. And then Buffalo comes to Kansas City. Buffalo's been playing the Chiefs like around the beginning of the year, it seems like the last couple of years. So playing them late in the season, this is interesting. It's a 3:30 game. It's always tough. I like to say that the Bills beat us in the regular season, then we beat them in the playoffs. I could easily see that happening again. At the same time, I'm thinking that Buffalo, they've been beating us in the regular season. You got Diggs unhappy. Davis seems like he only does anything ever against the Chiefs, and the rest of the season he's just acts like he plays for the Raiders. I think we win. I think we beat the Bills this time. I don't know. I'm picking a lot of wins here, but the Chiefs got better. The Chiefs got worse last year after losing Tyreek Hill. And what happened? They won the Super Bowl. So this year they reloaded on talent. There's not a lot of reasons to go against this team. especially not week 15. You got the New England Patriots in New England. Bill, um, he's that guy. He's that coach. It's a Monday night football game. He's going to have them ready. So I think just like the Bears game, this is going to be a team that's not great, but this is going to be one that makes us sweat. Um, they're going to run the ball, control the clock, do a lot of little dink and dunk stuff to get first downs, keep Mahomes off the field. Obviously, this is where Juju went. Um, just don't think that they have the firepower, and I just don't believe in Mac Jones. I don't. Obviously, Bill Belichick doesn't seem like he believes in Mac Jones, so I'm gonna have them beating the Patriots as well. The Raiders come to Arrowhead on Christmas, and their present is gonna be a big fat juicy L. So I'm moving on to the Bengals. Bengals, week 17 at home. Okay, I know I was kind of waiting to get to this one, and I know I was too. Why do we keep playing the Bengals at the end of the season? It is so annoying. Why can't we ever play them like in the first half? We always play them within the last 3 games, it seems. So we get the Bengals again. They're talking a lot of trash again already. Orlando Brown, he's been putting out some bulletin board material. Bengals, Burrow, he's impressive. Jamar Chase is he's him. I like Jamar Chase over Justin Jefferson, but that when you guys lost last year, that was the turning of the tide. I don't see you guys coming to Arrowhead and winning again. If you do, great, because I like our chances of beating you in the playoffs even more. The Bengals, they got some pieces. They lost some pieces. I think they really moved sideways instead of getting any better. So when you didn't get any better, but we did, you got Orlando Brown, and like it felt like every time I was watching Orlando Brown, he was getting beat. He just doesn't look like a left tackle, and that's been the problem. We offered him all that money, he didn't want it. You guys have him then. See if he's any better for you, because Mahomes is Mr. Magic. Hopefully Burrow can keep being as impressive as he's been, because if he for one moment isn't paying attention to his blind side, good luck, Joe. Good luck. Last game, Chargers in Los Angeles. Like I was saying before, I think we're gonna split 1-1 with the Chargers. I had us actually losing at home, so I'm gonna have us winning this game. Because I'm concerned if we, I think we're gonna win a lot in the beginning of the season. We don't want to start losing too much and slipping in the back half, because our final 5 games are Buffalo, New England, Las Vegas, Cincinnati, and Los Angeles. And if we lose to Buffalo, Cincinnati, and Los Angeles, all 3 of them at the end, going into the playoffs, which those are probably the teams we're going to have to face, there's going to be some confidence issues. So I trust Mahomes and Kelsey to keep the team positive and afloat throughout that time. I have the Chiefs taking the 1 seed in the AFC. It's possible they don't. I think it's also possible we're 9-0 going into the bye. There's a lot of things. This team 17-0, like I was joking before, is just I don't know if it's feasible these days in this NFL, especially with some of the Jets, Eagles, Bills, Bengals, Chargers twice, Dolphins, Jaguars if you like the Jaguars. There's gonna be a lot of tough, close games. I think the Chiefs have the team and they have the culture to pull through. We're just gonna have to see. Injury wise, I think is the main concern for this year. Besides that, I mean, we've got good contracts. Our team's young. We keep getting these young guys that are contributing. So I think we just keep building, and we should have a great year this year. I don't see us. Obviously, I think we win the AFC West. Um, the Chargers are really the only concern. Um, but the Chargers seem like they're picked every year to win, and it's always the Chiefs. I don't see that changing this year, especially since I feel we really did get quite a bit better going into this season. But well, third is the worst that we finish, because I think the AFC South is gonna be just total garbage. So, um, besides the Jags, but I don't see the Jags having more wins than the Chiefs. So I would predict first or second seed um, going into the playoffs. And it's very possible that it's going to come down to one of those last few games against Buffalo and Cincinnati. I think those are the biggest competition. A lot of people are picking the Jets. A lot of people are picking the Dolphins. And I can see that, especially the Dolphins. I'm pretty high on the Dolphins this year. Bills, Josh Allen, he's getting older. It's possible that they take a step back. If he gets any injury with that running and Tua's injuries, it's really anybody's division still. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think the Chiefs finish as. What is their finishing record? I'm going to say 14-3. Leave me a comment what you think, how they finish, and their seeding. I'm going to say first and 14-3. Make sure you guys subscribe. We post content all the time, more content like this. The more Chiefs fans I can get in here, the better. I'm outnumbered right now by Lions fans, so I need you guys in here with me. And besides that, make sure you're following all of our socials, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.